ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Eastleigh save. And today we are taking on Burnley, who are top of the league. Pardon me. Wow. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more great content like this. But let's jump into it. So today we are taking on Burnley. But before we do that, we have got the transfers. There are a couple more that have happened. And then I'll be able to talk you through how things have gone so far. So one transfer outgoing, Zach Brunt has left us for £500,000 to Millwall. He looks pretty decent, but he wanted to go, and to be honest, 500k was plenty money for me to bring in a couple more players. Now, first off, we've got Demetrio Panina, a winger who is from Italy, from Verona to be precise. He's played a few games for us already, looks pretty decent, well-rounded, and some good potential as well. Currently playing at a National League level, but I think he should hopefully improve quite nicely. We've brought in Alfie Morris on a free transfer from Toronto, which is from Canada, but he's from Canada as well. He's made 10 appearances for the national team, which is very, very cool. He's not exactly the most athletically gifted, but he's deadly when you give him a chance. As a kind of deep line playing forward or poacher, I think can certainly be one of those players that can really cause some problems for other teams, because he's got a lovely first touch and a lovely finish with him, and composure's 15, teamwork of 15. Looks very, very tidy. And then we do also have Dion Drenner Stefancic, a winger who can also play up front as well, or behind the striker. Nice and pacey, some good dribbling, good first touch, and decent crossing. He's 5'3", so he's a small man, but he's got plenty of room for improvement and growth as well. Not only in height, but in playing ability with that. Capped at under 20 level as well at the age of 18, so obviously got a bit of international experience. So we've got a bit of international flair going on at the moment at the club. Looking at our squad, oh, there's a tactic we've moved into. Looking at our squad, we've got a variety of nationalities now. We're coming more and more like a normal, a normal English side with a lot more internationals than there are Englishmen in the side. But we're doing well. With that, let's jump in and take a look at the schedule and how things have gone. So, obviously, it wasn't a great start, as we lost 3-1 to MK Dons. But things have changed as it's gone on. We've got to a stage where we are drawing games. We've only lost one of our last 10 games, I think it is. Which was against Middlesbrough in the league, and then obviously Carabao Cup third round against Liverpool 2-0, which I wasn't too disheartened about. But yeah, so we're not scoring loads, but we're not conceding. Well, we're conceding 2 and I mean, how many? I've only just realised how many games have we drawn 2-2? That's 5 in the first part of the season. Wow. We've recently just beat Brentford 2-1. Which was a hell of a win. Stefancic and Arango getting the goals there, because they're mid-table, but they're obviously a former Premier League side, which is great. That has dragged us out the relegation zone, which again this season I'm happy for us not to necessarily get pushed on or anything, but if we can just stay in the league, start developing these players, and as the season goes on, I'm hoping that they'll get better and better as it goes on. Now, with that said, we have got a new tactic, so let's jump into that and then into the game. So, team selection-wise, this is probably what we'll go for, as they were the team that beat Brentford. We've gone back to the wing play style. It just wasn't working with any tiki-taka or 4-4-2. We have got the fluid counter-attack, so we can still revert to that if we think it's necessary. But we've got some wingers who can actually do the business. So I kind of wanted to get them more involved. Amol is playing at left back. He's playing just as a defensive fullback, which allows Arango a bit more freedom on this left-hand side. Stefanovic and Ramsey will be supporting one another. Although, would it be best if he is just a support and we turn Stefanovic into an attack? I think we will do that. We've got a ball-winning midfielder, a box-to-box and deep line playmaker in the middle. Alokalea is probably best as that deep line playmaker, with Ben Elliott can play in the middle and then Dreyer as the ball winner. But there you go. A decent side. 6 goals for Mia so far this season, so he's starting to get the goals. Arango's got a couple as well, same as Stefanicic. So goals are going in, and it's not. I wasn't too worried when we were in the relegation zone, because we were scoring goals. We just couldn't stop conceding them. We'd go ahead and end up drawing, which happened an awful lot. Now, it might have been a mistake going with the more attacking tactic against a Burnley side who are obviously top of the league and absolutely flying at the moment. But I feel like we need to be a bit positive with it. We've tried the whole counter-attack thing and it hadn't worked. It's getting us draws and we want wins. So we'll see how things go. 10 minutes into the game and we're on top technically. So, and away from home, that's not too bad. If we can pack out the midfield, I'm sure we can get something from this. Raul Moro with a cross, so it is just headed over by Andrew from Burnley. So it's the first highlight of the game, and it does go to Burnley, who are they have 2 games over Swansea, so it looks like they could drop right down if they don't win today, which hopefully they won't, and we'll get the win, but we'll have to see how that goes. Nick Pope, though, in goal, has received the ball from one of our attempted passes. Wilmot now looking to move the ball forward to Gilmore. Is that Billy Gilmore? Because that is a beautiful ball to Ayoze, who just dinks the keeper and it goes in. Yeah, Billy Gilmore plays in Ayoze Perez, who I can probably guarantee is getting paid about 10 times as much as what we pay our players. We have increased our wages to get closer to the teams above us. But we're still the team with the lowest wages in the league. Let's take a look at Perez's wages. £31,000. That probably could pay for most of my first 11 here. Thinking about it, yeah, you probably could pay for the first 11's wages with that. So he is being paid more than my whole first team. Wonderful. It's half an hour in and they are back in control. We're not really creating anything. We're on positive, so we're trying, but the boys aren't exactly getting the best performances. Let's hope that things improve. But with Burnley on the attack again, 10 minutes before half time, it's looking less and less likely. They're having to go all the way back to Pope, who finds Ferro in the mid-centre half position. He looks out to Wilmot, who will look out wide to the fullback of Igor Silva. He's inside to Morrow, who's running forward, plays inside to Kitolano. Anjorin, who is injured, does fire wide. I mean, I'm not sure the injury would have caused him to miss that badly from there, but we'll take it. It keeps us in the game, at least for now, as we get closer and closer to half-time at 1-0 down. Danso with the throw into Ayoze Perez, the goal scorer. Anjorin now back to Danso, who's going to look back to Anjorin with a 1-2. Billy Gilmore on the edge, long-range effort off the post. Are we able to deal with it? We are. Magoma clears, but we got away with one again there, and that isn't great. Maybe we do change things up at half-time and we go the slightly more defensive route, as they are obviously a team that is very, very good. 2 minutes before half-time, and then we can jump straight in and make some changes. Let's do this. So it's not been a great half, but it could have been worse. Let's say that. That's probably the best way to see how things have gone. What we can do then is we can go like this, and then we've got all the players in the side. That should be fine. But what we do want to do is mix things up a little bit. Arango actually could probably still play left back. What we will take is Stefanicic off and bring Ben House on. I think he's our highest paid player at 8k a week. So, he's not even in our first team. Which is probably part of the problem that we've got here, is that I'm paying more money for players that are actually sat on our bench. But don't think of it like that. Think of it as if we're just doing great. It's fine. Raul Moro, though, for Burnley, taking the corner 5 minutes after half-time. It is headed clear, but they will look to recycle this and come back in. We have closed them down quite well, but they're still coming forward. Calm under pressure by the looks of it, with Jamal Lewis on the left-hand side here. Danso back into Ferro, who's being closed down, and then out wide again to Jamal Lewis, who's going to look to get a ball into the box, I'm sure. He does look like he got past his man, but has to cut back. Kitolaro back to Jamal Lewis, whose ball comes in. It's at the near post. Asprilla shot is blocked by a Mole, who's done very well there to stop it from going in. Asprilla again looking to get across. Jamal Lewis back to Kitolano. Is that what his name is? I can't read it quick enough. Kitolano, yeah. Who's that? Joshua Kitolano. He's played for Norway. He's been paid £32,000 a week, of course, and he played for Juventus. There you go. That probably sums up the competition we've got today. A player that has played for Juve, and we're a side full of national team players. I mean, we're still out of the relegation zone, which is quite nice, but that's kind of our limit at the moment. We're not performing to the best of our abilities, or to be fair, they probably are performing to the best of their ability. Asprilla, I mean, really? Rios has got his hand to it, but manages to put it in the other corner. How have you done that? That's so impressive. The ball gets just played short. It comes across Kitolano into Asprilla. He turns his man so easily. It's shot. Rios manages to get a hand to it, but somehow manages just to palm it into the other corner that it wasn't going into. Well, that's annoying. But there you go. I guess that's the thing. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do now. I think I'm a bit stuck. Rios with a goal kick, though. Can we get something from here? Mias goes up for the header, but Ferro wins it, and it goes out wide. And Burnley are coming straight back at us again. I have no idea how we're ever going to get out of this league with young players who just aren't at this level. But if we can hold on and stay in the league for a few seasons, like I said before, it gives us so much more opportunity. What a great challenge. Although I think Dre has now hurt himself with that challenge. But we're going forward now. Ben House, 1-2 with Mias. Can he get past the defender? He can. Can he finish it? Yes. No. No, he can't. He decided to go with the outside of his foot and missed the goal completely. Good to see then. 2-0 still. Half an hour to go. I mean, it's positive that we have got a chance there. But it looked like Drea really did something to himself when going in for that challenge. So we might actually look to take him off. Matthew Smith can sit in the middle of the park there with him. I think what we will do is bring Alfie Morris on for Axel Mias, who's, let me be honest, missed quite a good opportunity. Didn't even get it on target or test the keeper. So we'll have to mix things up, bring a different player in and see how it goes. But 20 minutes to go now, and it's not looking likely that we'll be back in this game anytime soon. We've not been the most lively of teams today, and it gives me the concern that we might have to. I don't know. I'm down but not out. I think it's a team like West Ham, even Crystal Palace at the beginning of the season, where I'm not expecting to beat them. I'm just expecting the boys to try their best. You know, if you try your best, I'll be happy. And I think they have today. It's only 2-0 against a team whose one player wages is the same amount as my whole squad. So can't complain too much. The boys are quite young as well, especially going forward. So again, I'm not going to complain. Apart from when I do complain about Rios deciding to palm the ball into the other corner of the goal when it looked quite easily he could save it. But, you know, there you go. 8 minutes to go, and Burnley are coming forward again, keeping the ball very nicely. We're nowhere near them when they're playing this around. O'Connor gets a challenge in, but it falls straight back to Traore, who just plays a Jose Perez through, and it goes in. I mean, we're not even getting a bit of luck either, are we? The challenge goes in, he does well, but it just falls straight to Traore, who just sees the gap and plays it in. Maybe it's because he's a bit slow there, but I mean, it's a good challenge, and then it falls straight back to Traore, who puts it through. So not much luck there as we go into the last few minutes, and things just aren't looking very happy. Gonzalez will bring you on for Stefan O'Connor because he's had a mare. No, we're not, because it's 3 subs and I can't count. That's how it works here. I get into a daze and I just want the game to be over. There's only a couple minutes left and I just want it to be done. Come on, 3 minutes of added time. Come on, let's wrap it up. Wrap it up, people. I don't want to see any more. 2 XG for them. 0.64 for us. Just shows kind of the result of the game. Arango and O'Connor had an absolute awful game. None of the boys had a good day. You gave it your best effort, but it was still shit. I mean, but it's fine. We're still out of the relegation zone. We're still staying away from it. Luke Dreyer is out for 5 to 6 days. we'll just have to see how we go from here. I'm not entirely sure. Please help me if you know have any ideas, because I don't know what I'm doing. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And of course, Experiments and Wonder Kid Watch will be coming out over the next few weeks. And I will see you in the next one.